Welcome to the Griffioen Coop Garden Tours, day 16.
Day 16.
What are you eating?
Watermelon.
Watermelon. It's a good outside treat because it's messy. Alright, and that's where I leave them, in the shade with a watermelon. Just coming over here to let you guys see. Oh, there's Rose. We introduced you guys to these rabbits early on when we first got them. And a couple of them are now out enjoying some cool down. If you saw, oh, look. Apparently they don't care about being cool. They're just going to cuddle. They love each other. They also have I put an ice pack in there. I'm keeping an eye on it so they don't chew on it, but that'll help them cool down. Rabbits they seem to like the cooler weather more than the hot weather like this. But all right, well, since I'm over here, show you the overflow. Overflow's still doing well. If anybody's ever planted basil before, you probably know more than us, and I'm guessing we were probably supposed to harvest by now. These are huge basil plants. I didn't realize they were so big, but we still have all the ingredients. I just haven't made it a priority to make the basil pesto yet, so I'm going to do that soon. Oh, look at these tiny... Okay, here's a tomato plant that should have been replanted. Hopefully you can see this. It needs a bigger pot, yet still it is now producing tiny tomatoes, yet not thriving in that small planter, not thriving at all. This is fun. So I think we originally, David used this planter and planted a whole bunch of pepper seeds, and then the frost came and they got just swamped. It was flooded, it was cold, it was everything, so the seeds did not ever germinate. So then we planted kale and some broccoli just so he could have something in his bin, and now I believe these are the pepper plants that are now starting to come up. So just an experiment, but it's fun now that the pepper plants, I don't know how much they'll grow or anything, but so the seeds actually survived through frost and complete water over top of them, and then now that it's heated up, very hot now, they've started growing. So we'll see. Tomatoes. Look at this guy. Okay, so this one here is producing tiny tomatoes, has a very curved, and it doesn't even have a pot. Yeah, well, maybe we'll put that in a pot somewhere because he wants to grow. And with the storms twice this week now, everything has been watered so well, so that's probably why those are all producing without any tiny pots. So if anybody needs a tomato plant, we have a lot who need bigger pots and better homes than what's going on right now at our house. All right, so I'll show you the garden here in a second, but the kids and I were checking out our chicken run earlier, and it's been really neat. Ooh, hot. Because our chickens right now, we had older chickens that we lost to predators, and so now we just have little smaller chickens, and so we have them shut in the big coop. So they have a run, they have the coop, but they're all shut in there, and we give them greens and whatnot. So because they haven't been in our big run, check out what has grown. Normally, this is just wood chips, and I'll show you down here is just wood chips. But because we haven't had chickens in here eating every little bit of green that pops up out of the ground, we have a transplant. I believe it's a squash plant. I'm not sure what those are. They kind of look like sunflowers, but I don't know. And just a whole bunch of greens are growing. So I'm really excited. I was thinking about maybe sometime this week or this weekend to let the little birds out so that they could just go forage and have fun, and then we'll put them back in the coop because they're still a little bit smaller than we'd like to have out here, because when we would do small chickens before, they would get out under the fence line, and then it's always a feat to get them back into the run. Let's see if any of them will come up. I know I've showed you before, but this way you can see what I'm talking about there. Oh, they're going to run away. Hey. Hello. So they're small, and especially a couple of the smaller bantam chickens over there, they will go right under the fence if they wanted to get away. Hi, Turbo. Hi, Turbo. Hello. Some of them more friendly than others. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick trip over to the garden, show you what's going on over there, and then get out of the sun. This morning, Kenny and Donna had a race with the snap peas to see how many snap peas they could collect. Jathan got some too. I think the grand total was like 38 that they got, but pretty sure Kenny won. He had a few more than Donna. They went through here for a certain amount of time and collected as many snap peas as they could. It's fun. Kind of all the same. Almost all the spinach has bolted at this point. I have some ideas. I think yesterday I talked about that bare spot in the garden, and I have some ideas of what we're going to put there, so we'll update you on that as that happens. Cucumbers are doing well. We found a couple more that are growing since we harvested that one yesterday. A couple more that are getting close. And same zucchini and squash. They just need to grow a bit more. There's a lot of them started, but they're just tiny, skinny ones right now. Oh, let's see if you can see these bell peppers. Bell peppers are growing on the plants. That's exciting. Same thing as the strawberries. I know I said yesterday, we could have continued to pick the flowers off, and then the plant would grow bigger. Whatever way you want to do it. Okay. Onions, still don't know what they are, but they're doing okay. One of my Brussels sprouts, if you remember, they all got eaten down, but one of them is coming back to life. We'll see if the rabbits take that. Some carrots, I believe, are coming up, and corn is still the same, still coming up. All right. Apples are growing. Not sure if we've stopped here for a while, but before they used to be the size of my finger. And look at that. It's getting big. And this one. We haven't counted how many are on the tree yet, but that's just so exciting. And the raspberries I showed you yesterday. Some of the blueberries are growing. Strawberries are sad right now. I still think they're coming back to life after falling, so I'm going to probably start picking off all the flowers from now on and all the strawberries just to let the plants grow and get some strength back. Yeah, so maybe we'll do that today or tomorrow and then show you what it looks like after they're putting a lot of energy into those berries right now. So if we take the berries off and take the flowers off, then the plants can preserve some of that energy to get stronger again. So that's about it. You got to see our bunnies and how cool the chicken coop is now that it's not being eaten by the chickens. It's all the greenery's coming back to life, and they'll feast off of that when we let them out. And garden's going well, despite how crazy this heat is. All right, see you later.